Hello, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here on Yoga with Paige. I absolutely love practicing my yoga outdoors, especially when we have a class like today where we are focused on energizing the body. So this practice is all about finding your deep breath to find that harmony, that connection between movement and breath, between mind and body, to really get you in a nice mindset to begin your day. So we don't need any props for this class, but if you would like to grab a block, we do move all around. Make sure you have a little bit of space around your mat. And whenever you are ready, we get started in tabletop on all fours, getting ready to wake up this body. Let's energize, let's move, let's feel good. Starting in tabletop, really spreading the fingers wide, gripping through the tips of the fingers, planting the tops of the feet. Take a nice big breath in and out, releasing tension in the neck. Finding another big breath here. Just feeling the body. Beginning with a few taps of the top of the feet. We're already starting to work through the energy. We're going to ramp up this energy right away. Let's get that prana moving around. A few breaths here. Beautiful. And then coming into some rib rolls. So coming into one side, only move one side, taking your ribs to the right, then up as you tuck your chin over to the left, dropping the belly, moving through a little cat-cow, but finding some dynamic motion, waking up the spine, greeting this new day. Finding one more breath before meeting back in a nice neutral spine. Extending this right arm out and coming down onto the left forearm. So the hand comes under the right elbow, coming into a little quarter puppy pose. Exhale, melt the chest down. We can rest your head on the forearm, on the mat. Find what feels good to you here. This is all about you. It is your time. Few deep breaths. Exhale to press away from the mat, lifting the head. Inhale, rise up onto the knees, hands come over the head. Exhale, plant the hands down, coming through a little chaturanga on the knees. Pull yourself through into a little baby cobra, a sphinx, wherever you can open up your heart. And take a few restful breaths here. Breathing in the breath of life, feeling it invigorate you. Maybe take a little tilt over that shoulder and the other one. Feeling some nice mobilization in the spine. And exhale, come back to child pose. You can take a wide child here, letting the knees come to the edges of the mat as you reach the fingertips forward. Keeping the hips down by the heels, no matter what variation we've taken. One last breath. Release. Let go. Let go of any preconceived notions you have about yourself or about this day. It will unfold just as it should. And on your next exhale, lift up. Come back through tabletop. Beginning that again, but taking your rib rolls this time to the other side. So taking your ribs to the left, then coming up, over to the right, and down. Beautiful. Moving slow. Feeling all of your muscles activate and lengthen. Using your breath, using that connection. Gripping, pressing away from the mat. Creating as much space as you need for yourself. Finding another breath or two here. Any last movement that feels good. And then extend your left arm coming into our quarter puppy pose. Big breath in and exhale, release, melt, surrender. Attempting to quiet the mind with the sound of your breath, with the gentle movements of your body, coming into the here and the now, allowing yourself to be fully present, to take in all that is happening to you, truly living your life, creating your life, not just letting it happen to you. Inhale, shoot up onto the knees, big reach. Exhale, through tabletop, a little bit forward, and pull yourself through chaturanga. Inhale, pressing through the hands, reaching the shoulders down away from the ears, tucking the elbows in by the sides. Shine that beautiful heart forward. You deserve all of the good things that are coming your way. You are loved. And you are needed here. Take one more big breath in. Seal that thought in. Maybe say an affirmation to yourself that you are resonating with this morning. Before exhale, child pose. Finding a few breaths of stillness. And then carefully come back up through our tabletop. This time stepping the left foot up, coming into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Keeping your fingertips on the mat here. Take your time, moving a little slow to really sink the hips down low and forward. We can come up onto our blocks if we have those handy, if we need those. Really trying to send the chest forward as we keep our hips square, up, sending them down, not letting the knees splay out. Finding your sense of alignment as you lift up strong, maybe coming up onto the fingertips. Beautiful. Connecting to those emotions that you are storing that are housed in the hips. Feeling what's real, whatever comes up for you. One more breath here. And then take your left hand, planting it on the inside of the foot so we can come up onto the block, the fingertips. Inhale, peel the right arm up, big twist. We can also lift up and let the fingertips float as you find a nice active lower body here. Really reaching yourself up, reaching for the stars, reaching for the sky, the sun, the ceiling. Finding length. and reaching for this back foot, kicking it up, pulling the foot into the hips. We can come up onto this left knee, taking all of our awareness to the front of this right leg. So we're opening up through the hip flexor, the quadricep. We can always kind of, we can always kind of pulse it and come up and maybe fall over. Or we can find a nice static hold. Breathing wherever you are. Using your abdominals to create your center of balance and stability. Exhale, carefully release that right leg behind, frame the left foot, and come up onto the feet, straightening both legs, a little pyramid pose. Plant your right foot behind you, find your positioning. Activate through the quadriceps, the hamstrings, to eventually lift the fingertips off once you feel grounded and secure. Extending through the top of the head, nice long spine, adjust if you need to. Big breath in, arms sweep by the sides. Maybe hands come to heart center. And exhale, fingertips find the mat, step back, downward facing dog. For this first one, keeping the toes together, bend the knees, send the hips up, really reach out with the fingertips. Bending the knees, still trying to keep the heels down on the ground. So really waking up the backs of the legs. Hold here. Use your breath, see where you can soften. Carefully, slowly straightening the legs as you feel yourself warm up and open up. One more breath. Gazing towards your fingers. We're going to step this left leg up to the top of the mat and turn to the long edge, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Ground down through the outer edges of the feet. And slowly allow your chest to melt down with every breath out. Taking about 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. Letting your body tell you where it is time to stop and hold. Maybe letting your head drop down towards the ground. On this next inhale, lifting back up and taking the hands to the right ankle, reaching for the right ankle, pulling yourself as close as you can, trying to kind of twist from the lower spine. So really reaching the crown of the head towards that right foot. Stopping if you feel any sort of pain or big discomfort. Our big goal here is to release and feel good, awaken the body. Take a few invigorating, cleansing breaths. And then carefully walk the hands through center over to the left ankle. Grabbing a hold of wherever you can and trying to kind of pull yourself almost through. Gazing where it feels comfortable. You know your body. Trust that intuition. Breathing. Exhale to release. Come through the center of your wide-legged forward fold to turn, pivot on the left foot, coming into a nice high lunge. Reach that right heel back. Find your balance. Inhale, nice and strong, up, lifting the hips up. Hands come behind the lower back, interlace the fingers, pull the hands down, lift the chest up. Big breath in. Exhale, release the fingers, crossing the arms in front of the other. Left one comes on top, eagle arms, reaching, raveling the arms. Inhale, send them up, still nice and strong in the legs, finding some strength here, your power. Big breath, opening through the upper back. Take your awareness there. And on your next exhale, carefully unravel the fingertips, framing this left foot, sweeping it back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and find circles. Taking the knee in large, large circles, working through that hip. Then taking the knee in through the chest as you shift your weight forward onto the hands. Plant that left foot and send the right up behind you, standing half splits. It doesn't matter how far your leg up is behind you. We want square hips. Finding some blood rush to the head. You'll see my leg is not very high. I'm very tight in my hamstrings today, in my hips. One more breath. Maybe squeeze and send it up a little bit higher. Then carefully bend the front knee, tap the right back, come back through a downward facing dog. Take what you need here, a static stretch, maybe pedaling out through the feet. Give yourself a chance to reset. Then gaze at the hands, drop the knees down, coming back into tabletop, and repeating on the other side. Stepping the right foot up. Coming into our nice low lunge. Finding your breath. Perhaps closing the eyes here, revisiting your affirmation if you made one. Taking a quick check-in with your alignment. Before taking the right hand to the inside of the foot and finding your twist. Peeling the left arm up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Reaching as high as you can with those left fingers. Reaching for whatever it is you want to hold on to. What are you reaching for in this life? Grab it. It can be yours. One final breath here. And then carefully transition to kick that back foot up, pulling the ankle in towards the hips. Finding whatever variation of this posture feels good to you in your practice, in your body today. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling yourself open. Last breath, and carefully release. Coming up into our pyramid pose, extending both legs, find your position. Ground down through the feet, grip with the toes, and when you're ready, release the hands out to the sides. Big breaths here. If you're holding your breath, we've gone a little too far. Extending through the crown of the head. Take the hands into heart center for a big breath. Send yourself a loving thought. I'm not very good with my balance today. That's okay. I love myself anyway. One more big breath. And then plant the fingertips. Step it back, downward facing dog. And then this time, stepping the right foot up to the top of the mat and coming into our wide-legged fold. Beautiful. Noticing if you feel any more open, energetically, physically. Breathing. Allowing yourself to go deeper. Give yourself permission to become a little vulnerable. Then on this next breath in, lift the chest up. Come over to the left foot first, grabbing the ankle. Finding a little twist, maybe dropping the right elbow down, lifting the left arm. Play around with some variation here. Do your thing. Movement is supposed to be fun, not a chore. And when you're ready, carefully walk through center and grab the right ankle, pulling yourself through. Finding a twist. Coming back through our center wide-legged forward fold first, before turning, pivoting over this right leg. Nice high lunge. Ground down through the bottom of your right foot. Send that left heel back and then raise up nice and strong. Lifting the hips. The hands travel behind the hips. Interlace the finger. Pull the hands down. Reaching the chest up. You are a warrior. You can handle anything this day throws at you. Especially now that we're preparing body and mind. Big breath in. And exhale, release. This time the right arm comes on top. And we ravel as much as feels good. Inhale, lift up. Find your focus point. Concentrate on your breathing, on your being. Exhale, rain the fingertips down, sweeping that right leg back, three-legged dog. Bending the knee and circling it out. Gazing at the hands. Bring that knee in to the chest. Plant the right foot and step the left up behind you as you extend through the right leg. Taking your chest and your head towards your right ankle. Maybe getting a little funky, floating a hand or two off for a balancing standing split. Breathe. One last breath. Here we go. Send that leg a little bit higher. Amazing. Then we can beautifully lower that back leg. We're coming into pigeon pose here. Finding some rest. Finding a few breaths. Really sending the pelvis down into the mat. Giving yourself a chance to kind of reset here. Check in. Pressing the fingertips down into the ground to lift the chest. And then coming onto the sit bones, extending this left leg to the side. The right foot comes into the hips. Finding a side stretch, right arm lifts overhead. Really pressing this left leg into the mat, creating space in the upper body. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, raise back up. Now tucking this left leg behind, coming into a little deer pose. Continuing to breathe. Enjoying the beautiful sounds of nature behind us. If you weren't able to get yourself outside, I brought Florida to you. And now coming into a little twist. So we want our right foot kind of near our left knee. Make this whatever you need to feel good. If we want to kind of bring the knees together, we'll just be twisting to the left and right. Take any modifications you need. We lift up. Inhale. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up. And exhale to the right. Just working through the spine one more time. Syncing breath to movement. Evening out. Finding your last round. And then carefully swinging this left leg around, extending the right behind you, pigeon pose. Settling in, take your time. Finding gratitude for showing up for yourself today on the mat, for returning to your practice. For giving back to your body, especially early in the morning, and giving yourself a chance to start this new day fresh. All right. And carefully coming in to your side stretch. Spiraling the chest open, lifted. Don't you dare cave in on yourself. And swinging this right leg behind, deer pose. Sending the pelvis down as you lift up. Gently twisting over this left knee. And finding your comfortable position for our twisting here. Finding a few more moments of peace for yourself before this new day begins. Taking big, big breaths. Finding your last round of twists. And we can swing that right leg around, come into a nice easy seat, ending with a few little hip circles or whatever else your body may be yearning, asking you for. Take this moment now to maybe close the eyes, take a few big breaths, really give your brain so much oxygen. Give yourself a chance to notice what your energy level is, to feel the life flowing all inside of you. And when you're ready, I invite you to find stillness and take a moment, a minute or two, to simply sit in silence and in stillness. Find a comfortable spot where you can connect, root down, and try your best not to fidget. Feel your heart beating, your lungs expanding as you breathe. Being grateful that we are allowed here for another day. And if you are still with me here, you can blink the eyes open, slowly return back to the environment you find yourself in, and seal in this beautiful practice with a big, big breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so, so much for choosing to practice with me here today. I really hope you enjoyed this class and you feel more awake, more wakeful, and energized and ready to crush your day. I look forward to the next time I see you, my dear friend.